do you want to give us a shop tour?
Not really. Okay, video's over.
So let's just walk around. Say we start here with this truck you call Ugly.
Yeah, which Ugly Truckling, we shortened it to Ugly. It was the Ugly Truckling because it was the ugliest square body known to man at one time. It was yellow.
Yeah,
I bought it in half a truck and full of Bondo and pretty terrible.
If we can find some pictures.
Yeah, I got some
in here. Because this one's not. Of course, I've seen the transformation that pretty much all of these have made, and it's pretty drastic. So this one definitely does not deserve the name Ugly now. But yeah, sorry, give us a rundown. What is this truck that you call the Ugly Truckling?
It's an 85 GMC conversion truck from 85. Bought new from a dealership that was converted to extended cab. Really crudely done by a limousine company.
So these trucks did not come in extended cab from GM.
Correct. Yeah, they cut the B pillar, I guess you'd call it, the back of the cab, split it, lengthened it. This one is 16 inches. Put a little plexiglass window in it, scabbed the roof on, and covered it in Bondo. And I got it, bagged it, didn't even drive it, rolled it around, looked at it, and finally in 2017, I think, we decided to cut the roof off of it. Hell, you were a part of that, you and Jason, and we cut the roof off, cut a crew cab roof down, put it on there, and put some Dodge Dakota windows in it because they fit the best.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. These windows.
Yeah, everybody thinks they're S10 or OBS Chevy, but they're Dodge Dakota.
Yeah, so even though GM did not ever factory produce an extended cab, the ones that came out were like the windows were very short.
Well, some of them were in proportion. The CVI trucks, the company Custom Vehicles International, I think CVI, they built a better looking window, and the cab was actually extended 18 inches.
And
this is an Overland coach built cab.
I know where this came from, but where did this back glass come from?
The junkyard.
And you just cut it out of a Dodge Dakota?
Yeah, I cut the whole inner and outer skin out of it. A friend of mine, Jason, went over there and took a tape measure and measured all the windows, and that one fit the best, so we just cut it out.
Had you ever seen that done other than this truck?
No, it's been done though. Come to find out after looking on some Facebook groups. But
you think they copied you?
No.
Somebody else just figured out that
people know how to read tape measures. I mean, it ain't. It's not rocket science.
I don't know. A lot of people are like me. Measure once, cut three times.
I don't think anybody copied that. It's just there's only so many extended cab truck windows to check, you know.
So what's under the hood?
For now, the 12 valve coming, non-intercool, no power, turd.
And that's kind of been your thing for a long time, is taking stuff that didn't have Cummins in them and putting Cummins.
Dirty, driven. It's basic. Gets 30 miles to the gallon and cruises.
What transmission's in this truck?
5-speed out of a 90 Dodge. My stepdad actually bought a 90 Dodge new, and in 2016 got in an accident, totaled the truck. Told me as long as I don't get rid of the motor, I can use it for whatever I wanted to, because he wasn't going to do anything with it, so I stuck it in here. But now he's building a C10. I think I'm going to rip it out of here and give it back to him so he can use it in his C10. And I've got a 6.0 and a T56 that I'll probably end up putting in here. Be like everybody else with a C10 and LS.
It's going to be awesome, man.
They drive so good. I mean, this it drives good and it does what it's supposed to do. It's just, I don't know. I've done it, ready to do it again, you know.
Nah, I've ridden in this truck. I love it. see in the background that one, but I want to save that one for last. I want to show them Juanita's milk truck, because I think this is one of the coolest things ever. You want to tell us a little bit about the milk truck?
It's a 62 Divco. Bought it out of a friend of mine's backyard. He bought it somewhere out of New Mexico and was going to build it, and then never got time. And I guess I kind of talked him out of it. He didn't want to sell it, and then a couple weeks later he told me he could sell it to me, and Juanita, my wife, had to have it, so we bought it. And it took us almost a year to get it to here from where it was, and I got some pictures of that too. It was pretty terrible. I mean, it's not great now, but
So this is your wife's car.
yeah.
Is she going to keep this one?
If I let her. No, yeah, I've tried to sell it, honestly, and she won't have it. We've had some offers on it, and it's just really unique, and she doesn't ever want to get rid of it, so I'm good with that. Cause
Oh, well, I'm going to ask the Facebook question. How do you drive this over speed bumps?
oh, man, you just drag it.
It's on air all the way around.
Yeah, that's
right?
actually all the way down. It doesn't get super low like most of the stuff I do, but I mean, it lays frame, and that's low enough.
What's under the hood of this one?
It's a 5.3, wore out, high mileage 5.3. Dirty like the rest of them. We drive them. We don't spend our time rubbing on them. We drive them. It's 5.3 with a cam and a 4L80. Who knows mileage on the 4L80? I didn't even change the fluid in it. I just stuck it in there and prayed, and it works perfect. GM operating system, JMC tuned it, modern vent harness. This went together really well. It's got a C10 I built for a friend of mine, Keith. It's got his front cross member, original one, and his original rear end, and then it's a 78 C10, 12 bolt with 307 gears, so it actually gets like 16 miles to the gallon and cruises.
This thing is super fun to ride into because everybody is staring at you.
Yeah, clown car.
It's unique. I love it. Who did your pinstriping? Did you do your own pinstriping?
No, Keenan Knox. Pinstriping by Knox, I think is what he calls it. He does all the pinstriping if any gets done around here, but unless you do some of it, which you haven't done it in a while. But
I don't even know if my brushes still work. Well, we're not trying to get too overly long here, but in the video walking through, I'm sure everybody saw the complete sea of orange.
yeah, the Cornwall.
The corn wall. Yeah. I like that. How did you come about having 832 feet of
Just
orange toolbox?
Addicted to Facebook Marketplace, and I got a really good Cornwall guy. I only I traded him some old Snap-on and Matco toolboxes for the one big platinum box, and I bought the 2 roll carts from him. But the rest of it I bought on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, it had almost no money in this stuff. Everybody thinks I got $1 million worth of toolboxes, but I don't. And there's so many drawers I had to have my wife label them, because anybody that comes over here can't find anything. I still go to the wrong drawer half the time, and they got labels on them.
My toolbox consists of like 3 drawers, and I go to the wrong one every time. I would not only go to the wrong drawer, I would go to the wrong box.
Yeah.
And probably have 4 of everything because I couldn't find it and went and bought another one. But you and I have been buddies for, I know, well over 10 years now, and I've seen this toolbox wall change 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been like this over a year now, and it's pretty much done. I don't see needing anything else. But it's pretty well full. I mean, when you are the shop, you got to have the tools. It's a mess over there. So.
You're in here by yourself.
Pretty much. Sometimes I have some help. I got a friend that comes and helps me when I get in a bind, when he's not busy or when he needs to make an extra buck. And my wife comes out here and helps daily. You know, when I need help with one thing or just need another eye to look at something to see, man, does this really look right? I let her, or she lets me use her help. She's pretty good with all this stuff. She's into it too. Like she did the seats in the milk truck.
I know you build all sorts of different things, not just vehicles. You're probably one of the busiest people that I know. We'll walk back through here. We'll get to the dining tee.
I try to stick to automotive stuff, but everybody needs something cut or welded all the time. So a couple people wanted these, so I started making the little bottle cart or bottle caddy, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, I want one too. So.
Yeah, we'll make you one later. Plasma table, it's always a mess because I use it all the time, every day, making all of my parts. I do a little bit of custom stuff here and there, but most of it's just parts for what I'm doing. We thought it was going to be really lucrative and make all this money because we have this. Well, it turns out there's a lot of people that think like us, just like the YouTube thing. You know, it's already been done and everybody's doing it. But it is a super handy tool and it's not that expensive. So if anybody out there is really thinking about it and does a lot of fabrication, like it's a good investment. I use it all the time. I don't hand cut anything anymore unless I absolutely have to. That I still haven't figured out how to use. It's been there 20 years.
Yeah, I know I've run into it a few times. So this is the one I really want to talk about because this is my favorite one that you have currently. And if anybody that is watching this knows that
it'll be for sale next week.
Yeah, you won't. Everyone that you say you're keeping forever. I do not know why Ugly has stayed here as long as it has.
I think I'm embarrassed for anybody to get it and find out what all's wrong with it. Maybe, I don't know.
But what in the ever-loving hell is this?
Well, some of it is a 37 Diamond T.
All-wheel drive.
Well, it was an all-wheel drive chassis and it's an all-wheel drive front diff, but it's a selectable transfer case. So it's four-wheel drive essentially. You know, it's selectable.
And the Diamond T's it was like a big rig back in the day.
Like a medium duty. They had big trucks. This was a medium duty dump truck. I have a picture of that too. If we can find it, I'll put it in there.
This engine is stock?
Yeah.
Just what the Diamond T came with, right?
It's a stock 4.8. No. It's a Summit crate motor, the short block of 408, Manly forged stuff in it, LS3 heads, just stock heads with valve springs, BTR, cam, valve springs, push rods. What else is in it? You know, the supporting mods, Johnson lifters, and all the good stuff. Actually, the chassis is still out back because I'm having trouble hauling it off because I feel like somebody might want it one day because these are kind of rare. I mean, not rare, but they're not as common, I guess is the thing to say.
No, and you've been looking for one for years.
I've always wanted one because of the shape of the cab. The windshield looks like aviation, kind of, you know, the way it's pointed and split windshield, and they look chopped.
Well, that's what you and I were discussing last night.
They also have more leg room in these, and I'm tall and fat, so I need the room.
Yeah, because this top is not chopped at all. This is factory top.
I've removed it, and people that follow me might think it's chopped, but it's not. I removed the roof because it just comes off around this strip here, and did that to do the cage and stuff, and then put it back on. and welded it instead of, it was nailed to a board inside the cab when they built it originally. All the wood's been removed now.
How far are you from having it fired, running, and driving?
Man,
How many hours would you
a couple
think?
hundred, I would guess. Still got a lot of plumbing to do, and still in the process of wiring it.
For anybody that doesn't know, this is Alan Harvey, owner of Harvey's Hack Shack.
Most people know me by Al at this point.
I wrote down some questions that I wanted to ask you that I think people would, it would kind of help people know who you are.
This will be great, I'm sure.
I'm sure in the beginning, a lot of us that are going to be watching this know all the answers to these. When you get big and famous, people can look back at this.
I'm already big, so maybe I can get famous.
You're 50% there, dude. You're halfway completed your task. So I know you're getting pretty old at this point. You're a lot older than I am. And so how old were you when you started working on cars?
About your age.
So, okay.
Or the way you act.
That's a long time.
Man,
oh my God.
I guess right out of high school, like in high school, I was doing the dumb thing that all high school kids did, like making cold air intakes out of junk and flipping my air cleaner lid and
ask if you ever did that.
putting, a single in, dual out Flowmaster with dumps. And
So you had high horsepower stuff.
well, I borrowed the Flowmaster from a friend who wasn't using it anymore. So
Oh, people do that with catalytic converters now.
I heard.
Yeah. So it's quite a few years under your belt.
Yeah, one or two.
How many cars and trucks have you owned personally?
Have no idea.
If you had to guess,
100.
how many do you own currently?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6?
It's not bad. I was
No.
asking.
It's been more at one time, but they were, well, I guess there's 7 if you count the dirt track truck that maybe one day we'll do something with. Cool for
Running and driving. Let's go with
running and driving 5. Well, 4 because this isn't running and driving yet, but it's close. But I have that Suburban. We're going to do something with that too. So
You've had some really awesome vehicles, even since I've known you, in which I know a lot of your history since then, just discussing the past. You've had some really cool stuff. Do you have any that you regret getting rid of?
no.
None of them that you missed, that
None.
you really wish you had back?
No. I had a dually I really liked, and my wife had an accident in it and totaled it, and we repurposed a lot of that for another truck. But I liked that truck a lot, but I didn't get rid of it, so I can't really regret getting rid of it, But everything I've sold, I haven't ever regretted. I wish I had done things differently on some of them, but not regretted getting rid of them. There's more. I mean, I can make another one.
Well, which one was your favorite? I would say the question I wrote down was, what was your favorite build? But let's put that into customer or personal build.
I like them all. Honestly, I love this. I love doing this. I love trucks and cars and modifying them, and I like them all. I don't really, it's like asking somebody which kid is their favorite. You know, I mean, you can't. I mean, I guess you can, but I don't really have a favorite vehicle. I like Ugly a lot, and it's stuck around a long time, but I don't love everything about it. This thing, I'll probably love it and hate it a whole lot when I start killing it. But
Well, with that being said, what do you have a dream build that you want to do? Something you either want to own that's already built, or you want to build it before you die?
Man, the only dream truck I've ever wanted is right there.
Oh, so you have really low.
Yeah, I mean that's I always wanted an extended cab square body, and so I built it. The rest of them have just been dreamed up as I go.
Don't touch the camera again.
I do what I want.
So, what is your least and or most favorite thing to do to a vehicle for yourself or a customer? Like, what's your favorite mod to make to a vehicle? Engine swap, chassis work? Like, if you could be doing anything to your own or customers, what would you prefer it be?
As I get older, I enjoy the less abrasive things. I really have started liking to do wiring. A lot of people don't like wiring, and I like wiring. I like trying to make it really clean and safe, I guess. It's the least impact job I do. It's the least hot job. It's the least dangerous job. I can do it in the AC now that I have AC in this part of the shop.
It doesn't get hot in Texas.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, it's the easiest part of my job, but it's not always the easiest, but I don't know, it's rewarding. I like doing clean wiring. I'm not the best by any means. I feel like I do better than a lot of people, but I don't do as good as some. I like welding, I like cutting, I like fabbing. I absolutely hate anything cutting overhead, whether it be with a grinder, a plasma cutter, a Sawzall, anything. I hate cutting overhead. I suck at it. Some people are really talented with not hurting themselves doing that stuff, and I always end up burning myself, or I don't know, just like a bull in a china cabinet under there trying to cut upside down. I hate it. I don't mind welding overhead. I can do that pretty well. Anything to do with cutting overhead.
I have spit out too many things that went in my ear. And I had to spit them out.
That's the worst. That's from welding though, usually, and I've only done that one time, and it's pretty awful.
I'm with you on the overhead stuff. The kids can have that.
Yeah, but I don't really do anything I hate, and that's the beauty of doing this. I don't have to do anything I hate because I like all of it. And if it's something that I don't really feel comfortable doing or whatever, I am not the shop. I am not the guy that's going to say, oh yeah, I'll do that, even though I know I can't. I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you, I'll be straight up. Like, I got somebody so-and-so that can do it better or can do it, and I know they can, so I'll refer them on to that. I don't take on too much. I don't get in over my head on this stuff. You can't. I mean, you can. There's a lot of people with bad reputations because of it, and I try to keep my reputation up. I'm not some amazing builder. I just do what I do. I come out here and work every day, and people have noticed, I guess.
What's your favorite and least favorite car or truck manufacturer? Any brands that you love or brands that you hate?
I mean, new cars, I don't like any of them. But I mean, I've always been kind of a Chevy guy. I've had some Dodges. I like the Cummins platform a lot. My daily, which I don't daily, but my truck that pulls trailers is a Dodge with a Cummins. I've never owned a Ford that drove. I've had a couple project Fords and never did anything with them, but I don't think I would ever own a Ford newer vehicle.
Is there anything you can't do or refuse to do? And this may be something we want to leave in or take out, but is there anything you can't do or refuse to do on a customer's vehicle?
You'd have to ask my buddy Keith. He kind of keeps track of my no list because there's a lot of stuff on it. I don't do a lot of stuff. It's kind of back to that. I don't do things I don't want to do. Like I don't feel comfortable with. I can't TIG weld. I had a TIG welder. I tried. I didn't have time to practice. I do everything with a MIG welder, and call me what you want. I don't care. Everything I do, I can TIG weld or MIG weld. I want to learn how to TIG weld. I haven't had time, and I have friends that do that. Like my buddy Zach did all this aluminum on the Diamond T, and he's down the road, and he's pretty much always anytime I ask, he's down to help. So I back to let the people that are good at stuff do it. You know, like
I agree.
I have enough to do that I don't have time to do that. I would love to learn because it would save money and time and everything else. But how many things do you need to be good at? I mean,
Nobody's good at everything.
I'm not good at anything in my eyes. A lot of people argue with me on that, but I just do it. Whether it's good or not, I just do it.
Well, we were talking about, you know, not only do you build stuff for yourself, you're always working on customers' vehicles. You're in your shop full time. This is your job. This is your livelihood.
Yeah, it's like a 7-12 deal out here.
That being said, how much do you charge to squat a truck?
To squat a truck? Oh man, double.
But it's
Whatever the going rate is.
it's only half the lift kit.
Yeah, well,
So it should be half rate.
well, they pay full. Yeah. I've never been asked to do that, so. But you pull that ram in here and we'll figure it out.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't it air ride on the back? We'll just cut the back.
No, that's springs. I
Oh.
can't afford air ride.
Cheap ass.
Who did the wrap?
The ram. Cute. I knew that was coming. Cody Fry. So Fried Designs. He wrapped it with an airbrush.
Yes, I know that's been a running joke.
Yeah.
People are watching this. Some of them are going to get it. Some of them aren't. But that is not a wrap. Everything on that truck is airbrushed, right?
Yeah, it's all paint.
How many rivets were airbrushed into that truck?
I don't know, like 2,000 or something.
I wish
Nobody
I
ever
remember.
counted it.
I remember that.
Cody and I have tried to get people to count it because when they ask, you know, like, we'll give you $100 if you count them all. Nobody ever will. Juanita made stencils out of vinyl, and she cut 4,000 stencils, and Cody says he has around half of them left. So I don't know, a couple thousand.
It does look like a wrap. It looks like somebody that wanted patina and had a wrap, and everybody thinks it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. Why? I just had to.
Yeah,
ask
we
that.
get people trying to peel it and all kind of. Everybody has to touch it, which to me is a huge nod to the painter. I mean, he painted something that everybody thinks was printed. It's pretty impressive.
That's
you know?
what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you go for.
Yeah.
You want it to look like it was done by a computer or a machine.
Yeah, he did all that, and then I brought it home and shot some Summit matte clear on it, and that was 3 or 4 years ago, and it's held up really well. It stays inside, but
That's awesome. Well, just to wrap this up, no pun intended. One last question
Idiot.
was, when you get big and famous because of your new
I told you I'm already big.
Stop. When you get famous for your newfound YouTube channel, who do you want your first sponsor to be? A car manufacturer, a parts manufacturer, or just for men to get that gray out of your beard?
Just for man. Turn the camera around on your beard.
It's platinum blonde.
Man, like everything I've done lately has been with Holly. Like it'd be awesome to get sponsored by Holly.
Okay, Holly, you hear that? Somebody, we know some people that work for Holly.
Also, the Texas Lottery would be a good one.
Yeah.
Like if they could sponsor me.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I use a lot of different manufacturers, but I do use a lot of Holly products here, and now Holly owns everything. I mean, almost.
Yes. And I don't think you're looking to have a sponsor within the next 72 hours. So
No,
I'll stretch that out. a
no,
little
I
bit.
don't think I'm gonna ever have a sponsor, but
That's all I've got, man. I really enjoyed the shop tour, hanging out, kind of going over everything.
I appreciate you doing this because you pushed me into making a YouTube video to begin with, and this is not something I ever wanted to do. Everybody's joked with me about, oh, when are you going to be on TV? All these other people have. I never wanted that. I never wanted this. I like the idea of it, but I don't like doing it at all. I'm super uncomfortable. I don't want to video me working. I probably never will ever put customer work on here. I may give you guys updates on what I did this week to this vehicle, but I'm not gonna have a customer thinking that I'm making videos on their time. So that's not something I'll do. I will walk through on my time and show what I've done, or may do some videoing of working on my stuff or building whatever in the shop. If this grows and people want to see something special or whatever, just they can put in the comments or ask me or message me or whatever, however YouTube works. I have no idea. I'm kind of open to whatever. I don't know what I'm doing here at all. That's why you're here to help me with this, because I don't know.
Well, we're going to have to see how it goes. We know this one's not going to be flawless. There's going to be some stuff we got to take out.
Yeah, if I get 3 subscribers off of this, no. If this works, then we'll stick with it. If it doesn't and it's a total flop, it'll go away. This is not like something that has to happen. This was just because I had 10 or 12 people within a couple of week periods say, man, when are you going to get on YouTube? Everybody's on there doing this stuff, and you're
trying to get you to do it for 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
So, no, I think it's a huge step, man. I'm looking forward to helping however I can help. I'm not necessarily your next door neighbor.
Well, I'll see you next Wednesday to make another video.
But I think if we stay on top of it, it's going to be a fun process. If anybody's stuck around this long, thank you for sticking around and watching. If anybody has any suggestions, leave it in the comments. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? What would you like to see? But I say we end it here, wrap it up, and let's go build that bottle rack for me.
Yeah, get the hell out of my shack. Which one do I look at?
I don't really have to.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1.
This one's mine. That's just kind of
trying to make me nervous.
Kind of filming. Don't look at the camera, like look at me, type deal.
Already talked about that though. You don't listen. You're old.
Satisfies your OCD.
No. I don't really have OCD other than.
Yes, you do.
Okay, whatever.
If everybody sticked around, stick around. We might want to.
I can't English.
I can't English very well.